What is going on, my fellow fellas? It is your boy Illumity here, and today I am going to be bringing you my definitive every COD Zombies map tier list. Now, before we get into any of the details, I just want to say I was a Black Ops kid, not an Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, Sledgehammer kid, anything like that. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of every non-Treyarch map real quick, except for a couple that I've played. Alright, so I went ahead and put every non-Treyarch zombie map that I haven't played in here. With that, yeah, we are going to be doing a tier list of every single zombies map in my opinion on how they rank. Yo, really quick editor's note, disregard literally everything that I say that has to do with anything about ranking. The only thing that I was ranking these maps off of was purely just based on how fun that I think they are, and I don't think that I realized that until I was done and now that I'm actually editing the video. But the only thing that I was ranking these at the time off of is how fun they are. Also, I made revisions to this list, so stick around if you see something that you didn't like. I might have changed it up. So yeah, with that, enjoy the rest of the video. So I don't really have much else to say. Join my Discord if you want to hang out with me or other people who like to play zombies. I hang out in there sometimes, so if you want to run up a game of zombies with me, just DM me or something like that. Go check out my latest video besides this one, where I pack a punch every single gun in Black Ops 1. It's a good watch, and I think you guys will really enjoy it if you clicked on this video. And yeah, like and sub if you're new here, turn on noties so you won't miss a future upload, and let's get into the tier list. So first of all, we have Noctur and Toten, and we're gonna be ranking these in their purest form, so non-remasters or anything like that. So let's go ahead and do Noctur and Toten, or I guess we'll just do them in order. So Noctur and Toten, of course, it was the first ever zombies map, so it's not gonna be an S tier. I wouldn't even go as far as say it's gonna be a B tier, a good map, but I like Noctur and Toten. But every time I play it, it's like it just doesn't have the fun value that other zombies maps can have. So I'm gonna go ahead and I guess put it in D tier because I guess I'll rename these in a sec, but it's not a bad map by any stretch of the imagination, but you can't expect much from the first ever zombies map. Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep the names. Upon further review, the names, the like labelings for different tiers are not actually that bad, but Noctur and Toten's not a bad map. Well, I guess it is, but okay, whatever. Verrückt. So this is the second map. It added the power switch, traps, and perks. So with all that, there's still not a definitive wonder weapon in the actual map. I'm gonna go ahead and put it next to Noctur and Toten, but I'll put it above because they're relatively the same map. I mean, all that Verrückt adds is just perks and fucking electric traps. If you want to consider the power switch, then it adds a power switch too, but aside from that, it's still pretty bare bones. Now, Shi No Numa is interesting because it's pretty much Verrückt, but obviously a different layout and setting, and this time you actually have a wonder weapon, that being the Wunderwaffe, because I'm not going to consider just the base ray gun as like a definitive wonder weapon because it's on every single Treyarch Zombies map. So I'm going to go ahead and put Shi No Numa in C tier because it actually has a wonder weapon. It doesn't have a power switch, but it has a cool addition with the trap and the zip line, and we've seen people get to like super high fucking rounds on these, and it's really just a pretty underrated map as I think, and Tim Hansen also thinks, and Tim Hansen influences my opinion like 75% of it. Okay, on to Der Riese. So I feel like Der Riese is one of the most overrated maps ever, but with that being said, it's still a really fun map. I see people put it in S tier sometimes, but it's just simply not an S tier. But yeah, Der Riese can go in A tier. It has the Wunderwaffe. It introduced Pack-a-Punch. It has a kind of Easter egg with the whole flytrap Easter egg thing, and this is where the zombie storyline really took off, because I know it started in Shi No Numa, it took off in Der Riese. So yeah, Der Riese is an A tier. Seems I have a couple more maps here that I did not get rid of. Okay, Kino der Toten. Once again, I feel like this is one of the most overrated maps. I think people get blinded by nostalgia. Of course, this is only my opinion, so when you hear something that you don't like, don't go ballistic on me in the comments. I'm gonna put Kino in a C tier. Now that's gonna piss a lot of people off actually, but compared to some of these other maps, I just like some of the other maps way more. And you'll be like, you could say like, oh, why'd you put Der Riese in A tier but Kino in C tier? Well, I don't know. I just like Darius more. Like I said, I'm not basing this off anything. I'm just basing it on how much I like it. So yeah, I feel like Kino is one of the most overrated just simply because it is the most played zombies map of all time. It's the one everybody knows. It's the one everybody looks to for nostalgia. Anyways, let's go on to 5, one of the most underrated maps. Now, I might get a lot of shit for this, but 5 is an A tier map for me. If you don't like 5, then it's probably because you haven't played it enough. So what I mean by that is a lot of people are quick to judge 5 just simply because it's hard. It's an insanely difficult map. Some might even say it is the hardest map. I think it is, along with Baruch. I really like the Winter's Howl. I like the atmosphere of this map. Yes, I said I like the Winter's Howl. Do not call me crazy. It's a fun wonder weapon. It's sad that it sucks and it shits out at like round 25. So yeah, if you haven't played 5 enough and you consider it like a C or D tier map, go play 5 some more. Trust me, it's a lot of fun. And it also introduced the bonfire sale, which has not been on any other map, and that's one of the coolest drops that you can get in zombies. Moving on to Ascension. This is a map that I'm very familiar with, especially with the recent video that I made where I pack every gun in zombies. Ascension's a B tier. I mean, it's pretty much Kino der Toten and Darius again, with the whole fucking use landers to unlock Pack-a-Punch, or use teleportation mainframes to unlock Pack-a-Punch, or teleport to Pack-a-Punch with Kino. It's pretty much the same thing as that, though it did introduce the Gersh device and had the Thunder Gun as its main wonder weapon. But I personally fucking hate the monkeys in 5 or in Ascension. I'm sure nobody truly likes them. Sure, you might like the fact that they drop a perk if they don't touch your perk machines, but I'd honestly rather have no monkeys than monkeys that can potentially drop perks. Okay, so moving on to Call of the Dead. This is a map that I'm not super familiar with. I've played it a bit, but from what I would say, I'll put it in B tier because it's a fun map. George Romero is an interesting take on a boss zombie, but of course you have the 2 wonder weapons on the map, the VR11 and the Scavenger, which are just kind of shit. So you kind of have to kill George in order to get the one good wonder weapon, being the Wunderwaffe, and you only have it until it runs out of ammo. Then it's just gone from your inventory. This map is really, it kind of sucks for high rounding, and it's a challenge for sure, but it's not one of my favorite maps, but it's a good map, and it has a fire Easter egg song. All right, so Shangri-La is next. This is another map that I'm not super familiar with, but I've played enough to give it a decent ranking, which I'm gonna go ahead and put in B tier. Shang is, I feel like, another one of the overlooked maps where it's really difficult and people don't want to play it because of how difficult it is, but once you play it, you realize that it has some of the coolest things, like the Baby Maker wonder weapon. It's like one of the best wonder weapons of all time, and it has its own take on zombie monkeys that I feel like the Shangri-La monkeys actually did it well compared to the Ascension monkeys, where they'll steal your power-ups, but they cycle through power-ups and you can kill the monkey based on what power-up you want as it's cycling through them. I don't know if that made sense or not, but I mean, most of you who clicked on this video have played Shang, so you'll know what I'm talking about. Shang's a fun map, and the only time it's not really fun is when you go into multiplayer and you have 3 other dumbasses who don't know how to unlock Pack-a-Punch. All right, Moon. Now this is one of my favorite maps personally. It's not an S tier yet, but it's gonna go ahead and go above Darius and 5. Moon is one of, if not, it's one of the coolest zombies maps. You can't lie. I mean, it has an amazing wonder weapon. Really, Moon is just one of the coolest maps. I mean, you're on the fucking moon. There's 0 gravity. There's spacesuits. There's a fucking hacker. I'm still not basing any of these rankings on any like particular things, but the Easter egg in Moon is one of the best in zombies, if not the best, and its Easter egg song is fire. All right, now we got trans shit. So I'm not like most people who are like, oh, transit, okay, yeah, that's an F tier. I actually like transit because for a while I was dumb. I didn't really know how to play the map, so I didn't realize how bad the jet gun was, nor did I realize how hard it was to get Pack-a-Punch. Of course, I'd still be able to unlock Pack-a-Punch, but I guess I got lucky. But I never really experienced what people say, like you put your turbine down at the power station and then it gets destroyed when you get to town. Yeah, that never really happened to me, so I guess I got lucky. But with all that aside, transit's still a D tier map. I'm gonna go ahead and put it above Verrückt and Nacht. It was supposed to be like one of the most innovative and best zombies maps ever. If you know, transit has like a whole other side to it that most people don't know about. There was so much cut content in transit. There was supposed to be a second bus route B. There was supposed to be a day and night cycle. There wasn't supposed to be any fog denizens or lava. Well, I'd assume there'd still be lava, but minimal amounts. The fog denizens and lava were all assets put in place to slow you down because the consoles that BO2 launched on, that being the PS3 and the Xbox 360, just couldn't handle all that Transit wanted to be. So instead, Transit turned into potentially one of the best zombies maps ever to a shell of its supposed original self. It turned into one of the worst zombies maps ever. I would love it if Treyarch just went back and fully redesigned Transit, make it how it was supposed to be originally. Anyways, we got Bus Depot. Not sure whether I should consider these survival maps. I will, just for the sake of it. Bus Depot is an F tier. You take the worst part, you take one of the worst parts of Transit, which is one of the worst maps, turn it into a survival map, and of course it's not going to be good. Farm, where to put Farm? Farm is a D tier. It's pretty much Verruct, but in a different setting. You have your perks without Pack-a-Punch. There's no traps in this though. Farm is really bare bones, along with most of these survival maps, but Town, oh my gosh, Town. Now this is gonna seem criminal to some of you, but if you know what I'm talking about, Town is a fucking fun-ass map. Probably 75% of my viewer base probably grew up on just fucking around on Town, doing whatever, playing with the boys on split screen. Town is a really nostalgic map, and I just love Town. I said Town like 10 times during this sentence, but speaking of Town, Nuketown. So the reason I made this video is because I was going to make a 1-box challenge on Nuketown, and as I was making the video, I was like 5 minutes in, I was explaining I've done a 1-box challenge on this map, and then I was like, oh yeah, I've also done a 1-box challenge on Nuketown, but I start on round 10. And I was like, oh shit, I've done this video already. Yeah, Nuketown's a C tier. It's bare bones. You have your 4 original perks. You have Pack-a-Punch. The perks and Pack-a-Punch drop at random intervals, so it's a cool little mix-up that you don't normally see in zombies maps. Yeah, it's not my favorite map, but it's not bad either. All right, so Die Rise, as some of you know, if you've seen my video with Slump, I only like fully played Die Rise for the first time ever a couple months ago, and from my experience, it's not a bad map. I mean, I can see why a lot of people hate it, but I never fell off the edge. Well, I did once. I deliberately jumped off the fucking edge. I'm just gonna go around or something. I don't know.
Okay.
See where this liquefier takes me.
See where this liquefier takes you. Sounds like you're going on a spiritual journey.
Yes, I am. Oh, I just fucking jumped off the map. Because I thought that there was another part of the map below me, but no, I ended up just jumping straight off the fucking edge. I like the verticality of Die Rise. It's a cool little take on zombies, because most maps are really big but horizontally. Die Rise is really big but vertically. So yeah, I think it's interesting, and this liquefier is a really fun wonder weapon as well. All right, now we got Mob of the Dead, the first S tier of the video. Need I explain myself? I guess. Well, you got one of the best crews in zombies, the 4 mobsters. Really interesting characters. You have a really cool story with the whole breakout story where they build a plane to fucking escape Alcatraz, and then their plane goes down and it crashes into the Golden Gate Bridge, only to reveal that Pack-a-Punch is there waiting for them. You combine all that shit that I just said with one of the coolest wonder weapons, that being a fucking quad barrel shotgun that you can either Pack-a-Punch or upgrade and Pack-a-Punch, and then it turns into a burst fire shotgun that like attracts zombies and blows them up. Mob of the Dead is an S tier map, without a doubt. Fight me, even though most of you guys would agree. Next, we got Buried. Buried is a B tier map. It's not super good, in my opinion. Buried isn't that great of a map, but at the same time, it's a good fucking map. It's solid. It has a cool wonder weapon, that being the Paralyzer, and it introduced the Mark II. For those of you who don't know, Mark II got reintegrated to every other zombies map after Buried, and it has cool features with the Witch's House and the maze that randomizes that you have to go through to get to Pack-a-Punch. But yeah, Buried is a solid map. It's not great, it's not bad, it's just good. We got our next S tier map in Origins here. I feel like a lot of people say Origins is the best map of all time. I don't think so. However, it is at the very least a top 5 in like everyone's book, most top 3, but for me, Origins is just an S tier. I mean, there's not much else to say. 4 elemental staves, along with the new timeline in the story. The atmosphere of this map is great, and I love both Easter egg songs on this map. So yeah, Origins, phenomenal map, and the Easter egg is good too. Okay, Shadows of Evil. We have 2 S tier maps in a row. Now this is going above Mob of the Dead and Origins for me. Shadows of Evil is one of, if not my favorite map of all time. You open up BO3, you load up Shadows of Evil for the first time, and you're placed in this really dark and new atmosphere with a city. That was a terrible description, but, well, not really, but okay, whatever. Anyways, the atmosphere of this map it's fucking amazing. I mean, the city, it's so well designed. There's no part that looks better than the other. They all just look really good. That aside though, you have the fucking wonder weapon where you literally fucking stick your hand, no, okay, we're not gonna talk about that, but it shoots fucking black holes. It's just such a good and fun fucking wonder weapon. If you've never gotten the Apothicon Servant, go fucking load up Shadows of Evil. Watch a Mr. Awful Waffles tutorial or something. But Shadows is a perfect depiction of what happens when the studio producing the game puts all their effort and love into a map. I mean, so are these maps, but like Shadows, I feel like it does that best. The Giant, I shouldn't even put it on the tier list, but I'm just gonna put it right next to Derice. No further opinions. It's just a remade Derice with a couple extra things, but I'm just gonna put it next to Derice because fuck it. Horizon Drac, another S tier map. I'm gonna put this one above these two. It's Origins but better is what I like to explain to people who have never played Horizon Drac. The bows in Horizon Drac are way more consistent than buggy ass fucking stabs in Origins, and to me they're just way more fun. But that aside, the atmosphere of this map is amazing. It's a fucking castle, and yeah, Horizon Drac is just a really fun fucking map, especially when you're just camping in a corner with the lightning bow. Now we got ZNS, a map that I'm not really that familiar with. I haven't played this map enough to rank it, I'll be honest, but I need to play it more. Anyways, Gorod Krovi, another map that I haven't really played enough to rank it, but no, I'd say I have. Okay, I'll put it in B tier simply because I like wonder weapons that you can build or that you have to do a quest for. So if you notice, all of these maps up here, you have to build the wonder weapon or get it through a quest rather than spinning it from the box. And I just don't really fuck with the Raygun Mark III. All right, next we got Revelations, another map that I'm not super familiar with, but I can still rank it. I'm gonna put it below Kino in C tier. Why, you might ask? Well, this map looks phenomenal, I won't lie. This map is one of the most beautiful looking maps there is. Aside from that, the Easter egg was pretty stale. The fact that your two wonder weapons are reused wonder weapons is pretty stale. Your specialist weapon being reused from Horizon Drac, that sucks. But it has some cool features like the different masks that you can get in the map. Aside from the look, really, the only original part on this map is inside the Apothicon for Pack-a-Punch. And Spawn is also original, but everything else in the map is reused. Okay, next we got Voyage of Despair. I've not played this map enough. I haven't played a lot of the BO4 maps enough. We got the Final Reich from World War II. I mean, I've never gotten the wonder weapon in this map, I don't think, but I've gotten Pack-a-Punch. But to be fair, I don't remember it well enough, so haven't played enough. 9 is a really good map. I feel like this, if anything, is one of, if not the best Black Ops 4 map, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it in A tier. It has a cool Easter egg, a cool wonder weapon, though it is kind of like a copy and paste of the Wonder Waff, but not really. The atmosphere and design of this map is fucking phenomenal, and it has a cool Easter egg song. Now we got Blood of the Dead. So me being a Mob of the Dead lover, putting it in S tier and all that, you'd expect me to be like, oh, Blood of the Dead was not a good map, not a good follow-up to Mob of the Dead at all, and I fuck with Blood of the Dead. I think it's a good map, but obviously it's nowhere near as good as Mob of the Dead. Yeah, it's not a bad map. I feel like a lot of people give Blood of the Dead shit, which is totally fair because it's a reimagined version of one of the best zombies maps of all time, which you'd think when you have all the answers to the test, you'll get the test back with an A. Instead, you end up just making a mediocre map. I don't know if that analogy made sense or not, but yeah, that's what you guys are gonna get. Okay, so next we got Classified. I have not played this map enough. Nothing else to say. Dead of the Night as well. Ancient Evil as well, Alpha Omega as well, Tog der Toen as well. I didn't really play BO4. The fact that you have to you can't just buy one DLC for like $10 or whatever. You have to pay like $50 to get all the DLCs. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that, especially when I just paid $60 to get the game. Cold War, a game that did DLCs right by making them free, and we like that, Treyarch. Free shit. Okay, so D Machine. I might get shit for this, but I love Cold War zombies. D Machine's an A tier, and the Wonder weapons are cool. I like elemental wonder weapons. Easter egg kind of sucks. It's definitely a fun map, and it set up Cold War Zombies to be a pretty decent zombies game. Now, Firebase Z, on the other hand, I'm gonna go ahead and put it in C tier. It's not a bad map by any stretch of the imagination when your wonder weapon is the ray gun, but in an AK format that can also shoot black hole balls. It sounds really cool, but it's kind of stale. It's kind of just a boring map layout, to be honest. I did like the whole Orda boss fight that happens like every 10 rounds or whatever. I don't really remember. But I mean, aside from that, this map was just, it was just meh. Outbreak, which I have not played enough. I played this for like 2 hours and then decided, yep, I don't like zombies that isn't round based. Just to not end it off on something that I haven't played enough, I'm gonna go ahead and move Forsaken up here, because after Mauer Toen, I just stopped playing Cold War, which leads us to Mauer Toen. After I just said what I said, you'd think I didn't like Mauer Toen, but no. Mauer Toen's gonna go up in A tier along with The Machine. I personally think this map is really fucking fun. I love zombies maps that have the city layout, so like Shadows of Evil. The wonder weapon on this map, the Cerberus, holy shit, that is a fun fucking wonder weapon. The only complaint that I really have about this boss, or about this zombies map, is it might be a little too easy. You kind of just camp inside of a building, and the fact that there's like 10 different boss zombies, I'm not even exaggerating, but that's like all of Cold War. That was my tier list on every single Treyarch zombies map, although we did do a couple of non-Treyarch zombies maps, only like 1 or 2, I think. Yeah, no, not even. Anyways, you can see I haven't played every zombies game. I haven't played even all the BO4 maps. So fucking shit on me in the comments if you want. Call me a fake zombies YouTuber, but real ones know I'm playing the good fucking maps. If you enjoyed, leave a like, or if you didn't enjoy, leave a dislike. No one can see them except me, so I'll know how much hate I'm getting. But yeah, tell me what you guys would revise with my tier list. Speaking of revisions though, here is the revised list. I hope you guys like this one more because I like it more. Yeah, let me know what you would change about my list. Probably a lot. This list is subject to change in like a year or even like 6 months. If you guys want to see me do this again in the future, just let me know. I'll probably do it on stream instead of a video. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought in the comments. Like and sub for future content. I'm going to be uploading some more this week. So as always, peace.